Hi guys, so today we're having a look at the Relove by Revolution Super Matte 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer, and I am such an idiot. I started comparing this to a 2-in-1 product and saying it's not a 2-in-1 product when it says it right on the bottle. Anyway, I wanted this for a while, but I kept putting off putting in orders because I felt like I shouldn't be spending money. But I was wandering around in my lunch break during the week, found a shop that had it, so here we go. I will say, being back in the office, playing havoc with a filming schedule, but good for finding stuff to film about, so it's going to be frustrating for a while. So, it's £5. I think everything in this range is £5 or under. There are 12 shades, but they've kind of left gaps to kind of expand it if they wanted to. So the 12 shades range from being F0.2 to F15. So there's F0.2, F1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8.5, 10.5, 11.2, 12.5, 13.2 and 15. So the numbers, I'm not going to say the numbers mean nothing, but like the decimal place numbers don't really seem to mean much. So like the 2.5 or the free ones that are 0.5, they've got completely different undertones, so like yellow undertone, warm golden undertone, and golden undertone. I guess they're kind of in the same family. The ones that say 0.2, there's an olive undertone and an orange undertone, which I would say isn't really quite the same thing. So yeah, I don't know if there's any kind of code behind it. Oh, and the 0.2, sorry, is a yellow undertone to go with the olive and the orange. So, you know, it's not any kind of code like that the decimal places to tell you what kind of undertone it is. That would have been kind of neat. So create a smooth matte base with the Relove Super Matte Foundation, available in 12 Skin True shades. This 2-in-1 foundation and concealer is non-cakey, breathable and long-lasting, perfect for an all-day full coverage beat. Apply the product on the back of your hand on a blending tool or directly onto your skin and blend over the face to achieve desired coverage. Yeah. They're saying pair it with their setting powder, but I just used one that I like. So, we've got an application section, we'll do a wear test, and let's see how that goes. Right, I've got my primer on. I'm using the I Heart Revolution Peach Delight primer again because of the smell, and it's actually a nice mattifying primer as well. So, very basic bottle, no pump, no spatula bit in the lid, so I'm just going to tip a little bit out onto my slightly dirty palette, but I'm using the other side, so it's fine. So, looking like quite a thick formula. To be honest, that's what I was expecting because it is described as super matte and it is described as full coverage. I'm sure if I hunted around I could find a pump that fits on this bottle. Let's see if I like it first. So I've got shade F1, there was F02, which was lighter, but it was yellow undertones, this was neutral, and I think it's actually light enough for me. So I'm just using my Beauty Bay foundation brush, as usual. Make myself some space here. So, because I started work this week, I've mainly been doing my makeup downstairs, so that, you know, I can watch TV, and Flynn can sit with me. But we're back up here to film. So this is maybe a tiny bit light, we'll see what it's like when it's blended out. But I'm wondering what that much lighter and yellower one would be. The problem is I think the ones after this went into being like pink undertones and warm undertones, which, you know, wouldn't really be my cup of tea. Basically, it's not got as wide of a shade range as like the main Revolution line. Or the XX Revolution one, or Revolution 20, whatever it's meant to be pronounced as. Roman numerals, if anybody's wondering why I'm thinking 20. So I did put out quite a lot of this foundation, but to be honest with you, I don't want to put on a lot of concealer, so I think it's a bit weird to wear test the foundation and put on a ton of concealer to do the foundation's job for it. So I will say though, this is looking pretty full coverage. I think I can get away with not using a lot of concealer very easily. It's like even that big guy on my chin is I would say about 50% gone, and that's just been with me doing a quick blend over without like focusing on tapping and building in any areas. In terms of the texture and finish, let's zoom you in to see. They did mainly talk about sponges on the website, but I'm actually fine with how this is going on with a brush. That spot's got a bit of texture to it, but I don't think it's picking up too bad, which is kind of surprising with the full coverage and matte foundation. So that's almost gone. And actually, in real life, not in the camera, not in front of a giant ring light, when I kind of turn it to the side, this is looking like a pretty good match. So that's good. And let's focus on this little corner. So yeah, that's almost gone. That's cool. Same shopping trip when I found this, I was looking at the Milani 2-in-1. It's like, no, don't buy multiple foundations. At least this one you've wanted for a while and wanted to review for a while, and it's affordable. So the Milani one I think is about £15 over here, which is, it's not the worst, but it's not the cheapest either. Okay, I'm just going to zoom you out just so you can see that just foundation face. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna get a tiny bit left on here. Just gonna use it to even out my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in, like I said, with minimal concealer. So I'm still doing an under eye corrector because no, I had the greatest sleep this week. Now that I have a commute again, which I haven't had to deal with this commute for 11 years. So I need to pretend that I've slept. Right, that blended in pretty seamlessly, but to be honest, it should. It's another Revolution, mainline Revolution product, so you would think they would play well together. I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of my She Glam 12-hour full coverage concealer in whipped cream. Again, under eyes and maybe the worst spots on my chin. Doot, 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 doot. Okay, maybe my worst spots are in other places than my chin. Right, I think I'm going to stop there. I am going to set my foundation, of course. But it does look quite nice unset. It does look pretty matte. My skin looks fairly even. I think in an ideal world I would go in with a tiny bit more concealer, but I think it's going to interfere with the, you know, with this being a test of the foundation rather than retesting the concealer. So fluffy brush, and I just quickly make sure there's no creases under there before I actually set it. Getting to the edge where my under eyes crease quite quickly if I stop paying attention to them. So it's always the first thing I set, but I always go in and have a wee tap again just before. So this is looking really nice set as well. Good. Okay, that's me all set down. So timestamp for just now, it is 2:20. Decided my watch is so much easier than my phone. I'm going to go and finish the rest of my face makeup, go in with an I Heart Revolution peach setting spray as well, and then I'll get on with my day and I'll see how this holds up. I think I'll come back once I've done the setting spray just so you guys can kind of see. It is nice and matte, which is exactly what I want. So you can still see the spots because, like I said, avoiding using much concealer, but I would still see it as pretty full coverage, and I'm quite happy with how it's came out. So as long as it wears well, I'll be happy to wear this on a normal day when I can use as much concealer as I want to. Right, so quick look at the final face. It is now, oops, it's now 2:45. I'm going to stay up quite late tonight or have a nap and come back to check in, just so that we get a decent wear test out of this. So I'm going to go live my life and we'll see how I get on. Right, so I'm back for a bit of a check-in. It is just about 10, no, after 10 till 11, so I've had this on for over 8 hours. So 8 hours-ish was when I'd done the timestamp for, you know, the full finished face. So obviously I'd finished the foundation a little bit before that. But we are looking so good. I have been at ice hockey, so I've got a bit of a glasses mark. So we're going to fix that up, even though I'm just sitting in my house now. Still want to fix it. So just getting my dirty foundation brush. Give it a little tap. In terms of shine, because this is of course the super matte, I have to say we're doing really good. Ignore this spot, it's just horrendous and that's not the foundation. I think that's just been stress related this week. I've got a little bit of shine on my nose, but honestly I think I would usually live with it. I happen to have tipped out too much powder this morning and it's sitting here, so I'm not gonna. But this is crazy good. I'm really excited by this, especially because my kind of go-to beloved foundation, the Dose of Colours Meet Your Hue, this is a darker shade than I really wear just now, is getting harder to get in the UK. Last time I ordered it, I had to order it from America, and it's not a cheap foundation to begin with. So a £5 foundation? You get 24 mils. I usually get 30 mils in the Dose of Colours one, but it's also, I think, £29 more expensive, so no need to do complicated maths there. Yeah, I'm going to continue the wear test anyway, because 8 hours is a fairly short day. Given how good it's looking just now, I'm not expecting it to suddenly evaporate. I'm probably going to go put my jammies on, maybe watch a film. I'll probably fall asleep on the couch. But I will definitely come back for like a later check-in. But this is so good. Back again, and I learned from the last time I done this, and I wandered around with normal lights for a bit before I switched to ring light on. So it is 3, and I'd say this looks pretty darn good. I'm going to zoom in a bit anyway, just to judge properly, you know. So, okay, I've lost the tiniest bit of cover on my nose, but I have pulled the hoodie on and off, so there's a possibility I just bumped that. Because honestly, the rest of this looks so good. Like that, I mean, that's a spot that we kind of tried to cover mainly with the foundation. So, you know, that's showing through a tiny bit. I would be able to rely more on my concealer, kind of normal day to day. But the coverage that we've got is pretty much exactly like when we put it on. The oil breakthrough has been very, very minimal. Even though this spot is absolutely horrendous just because of my skin, I don't think it looks as scabby as, you know, as it could do, pretty much. So, I am pleased this is fairly in the goodbye category. Big if you can find a shade that works for you. You know, hopefully if more people start to like this and start to buy it, you know, they will see it as being worthwhile to expand the shade range, and then more people will be able to enjoy it. But if you see this when you're out and about and you're looking for a matte foundation, see if any of the shades work for you, and if they do, absolutely go for it. To be fair, it's almost cheap enough that if you can't find your exact shade, you could probably buy two and make it. But then it's a little bit of a faff, unless you've got like spare bottles lying around. Anyway, if you've got any questions, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. But for now, I am going to bed. This napping on the couch was great, but sorry, that looked so fake and it wasn't. I was just trying to hold it back rather than show you guys my tonsils. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.